Come with us on this journey.
Welcome back to another episode of Midwest Reel, the Zenlight Productions podcast. I'm Jim.
And I'm Robert.
And we've been, in this part of the season, we've been talking to some of the actors that we've used in our short films. And back in season one, way back in the old days, Robert, way back in season one, we actually sat down with Taylabai Anderson, who at the time was preparing to star in a short that we were about to shoot called Space Between. That film is now complete.
You can
watch it on YouTube. Look it up on Zenlight Productions' YouTube page. And we thought it would be fun, since we've been talking to Bernie Hine and Tim Roberts and some of the other people that we've used, if we revisited part of the conversation that we had with Taylabai at the time. And so without any further ado, we're going to flashback. Should we do the Wayne's World thing, Robert? Doodly-doo, 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 doodly-doo. The lead actress that we are using for Space Between. Please welcome, everyone, Ms. Tayla Anderson.
Hello. Nice to meet or speak to all of you.
In casting Tayla, I mean, basically, we didn't even make you audition for this because, you and I have worked together before.
Yes, yeah. And I feel like we've had a lot of really good chemistry in all of our other productions. So I was really flattered when you asked me. It was a little bit of a surprise, but at the same time, it wasn't so much of a surprise coming from you, because you're always asking me to do projects and if I'm interested in this. And I love it. So,
well, whenever I'm fortunate to work with someone who's really, really good, it's like, okay, I'm just going to put this person's name in my pocket because I'm going to need them down the road. And it was funny. We were talking a little bit ago about when we first met.
Yeah.
And it was when we did Midsummer Night's Dream together, the Shakespeare.
Which, again,
in
it
Janesville.
Still feels like it was much earlier than that. I feel like I've known you forever at this point.
I'd seen you before. I don't think we were introduced, but I saw you play Dulcinea.
Oh,
when
really?
you did Man of La Mancha at Euro.
I saw that.
Of course, yeah.
That was my first musical in college. So I graduated in 2014, so 2015.
Oh, wow. Was it that long ago?
2015.
Because I saw you in that when Dave Bitter played Don Quixote.
Yeah, Zach Curtis was the one who directed it.
Yep. Yeah. And I knew Zach when he was out at UROC. So that was the first time that I saw you.
Yeah. I'd only done 3 shows with him.
Okay.
So it had to have been within 2014, 2015.
Yeah, it had to be. The choices you made when you played Puck, it was a very athletic role. You were running around and jumping and doing a lot. Yeah. I mean, I don't think I'd ever seen anyone play Puck with that much energy.
Yeah, I think with Puck, he's just, one of the first shows that I was ever a part of was Midsummer Night's Dream. Like my very first high school show was Midsummer Night's Dream. And I remember the girl who played Puck when I was in high school, and she played the character just very, I don't know, it was mystical and mysterious almost. And I always, when I was auditioning for Puck, she was kind of lingering in the back of my head. And I think that's always a little bit of a thing that actors worry about, is copying other actors or mimicking other performances. You want to create your own. And I wanted to make my own Puck, but I still wanted to keep that whimsical, magical air about it. So I figured when we, those warm-ups we used to do at the beginning, you'd have us shaking about and hopping around and throwing the hacky sack over and over. And it felt right to move and be like the wind. Puck has always been like the wind to me. Yeah. So having that bit of energy, changing that little aspect for it, made the character my own, but still Puck. And I think that's kind of why I was just running around a lot, And
it really was memorable, obviously. So you've done that show twice?
Yes, I've done that show twice.
Did you know I've done it 3 times?
I did not. That is amazing.
I was Theseus the first time I did it.
Oh, wow.
I was Bottom the second time. And then obviously I was Oberon. And did you have Puck in mind when you auditioned for that show?
No. I actually went into audition as Hermia.
Really?
Yeah. I always wanted to play either Puck or Hermia, just because Hermia was one that she was just a very fitting character, very short, angry, in the midst of this little love triangle. Yeah. She was just,
She may be
one
little,
of
but
those-
she is fierce.
yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And I've done the fight scene from that before for like just one of those little skits that you do in college. I played Hermia in that little skit and we had this glorious fight, and I love stage fighting. I absolutely adore stage fighting.
Cool.
So yeah. Oh yeah. We actually destroyed the stage we were fighting on because it was a makeshift stage. It was for, they had like this Christmas festival every year, and they would just make this little makeshift stage right in the cafeteria. It wasn't always put together the best. And in the midst of our fight, we were really getting into our stage fight, and we could feel the floor splitting underneath us. It was just, I mean, it made for an epic visual. It looked like the earth was eating us, but for us who knew that this was not supposed to be happening, we panicked just a little bit.
Was that at Parker?
No, that was at UROC.
Oh, that was a UROC show. Okay.
Yep, it was I think they called it the Madrigal Dinner or something like that. They stopped doing it a while ago, but yes. But yeah. I honestly, I like what you had said earlier, what you were saying about the dream and how it kind of this almost kind of came to you in a dream, because there's almost like a dream-like quality when reading through the script, when reading through this show. It feels, when I read through it the first time, it felt like I don't like it, I don't want to give anything away, but it feels like a hazy dream, just like the characters are almost trapped in this dream-esque state, and it is, I don't know, I just really like that quality of it. But I think with this, as an actor, to be able to play an entity, as you put it, that is it. There's so much I can do with that. There's so much, and the power that comes from a role like that too. But there's the other quality of the character as well. There's a balance to it. Do you play it as this as a creature that doesn't really understand its surroundings, or do you play it as someone who understands very deeply their surroundings and has that, wisdom and that air to them? And I know that's the direction we want to take it in, is with that. And I absolutely adore that. I love just the deepness to it.
And it's going to be interesting for you because you're playing a real person for part of this, and then you're playing this entity that basically has kind of taken her form from the real person. So have you thought about how you're going to differentiate those, or?
I'm curious too, actually.
Well, yeah, I mean, the main difference between the two is one is human. So I kind of just, it's a work in progress for me as well, how I'm going to play it. But I wanted to make Aubrey feel Aubrey.
Yep.
I wanted her to feel a little bit more cheerful and a little bit more, alive. Because I think that's the huge difference between her and the entity is that feeling of life, of having loved and been loved. And I think I need to give that character a lot of life to her, a lot of love, a lot of cheerfulness, a lot more, the opposite of what we want the entity to represent, to feel, to show off. I mean, just in the scene that I'm thinking of, Audrey also has like a lot more questions. She's a little bit more curious. She doesn't know what's going on at all. She is almost a side character in the story, whereas the entity knows everything, and Richard ends up, coming to know everything. And it just, I think that there's going to be a little bit more curiosity with her, a little bit more of having a how do I put it, easygoing character compared to the entity, the weight that she's going to carry.
Yes.
Not to interrupt, but what might surprise people if people aren't familiar with filmmaking is, I think a lot of people think that, you shoot the script like in order.
Yeah.
And, nobody does that really. And we can't because of, the way we're going to do it with, the physical changing of looks and everything. We have to do certain scenes first.
And, I think the read-through is going to be such a great idea, because I've done a lot of projects like this. I've done a lot of little short films where we don't ever meet. at all. We don't discuss, we don't talk, we don't meet, nothing until the shooting. And I get there and like, we'll do it. You got a job to do, you're going to do it. But it helps a lot when I know I have a sense of what's going on. And I have a feel of the chemistry between the characters and myself and the other actors and, just a general idea of the whole show.
So for those of you listening and not watching, 3 months later, we had a read-through at Iron Tech Facilities in Beloit. Here's a quick little scene with Taylabai and Jim.
We already have
So, okay, we're starting with 4:51. Richard stands front porch, sipping his drink. Richard's pouring beer as his neighbors go by. Morning, Richie. Big plans for the day?
Are you real?
You ask me that every time.
I just want to get out. Please let me out.
It always takes you time, as you call it. Your thoughts are everywhere.
Please tell me who you are and what's happening.
And then, once principal photography for Space Between was done, we went on the press junket. And this is a couple minutes from when Taylabai, Jim Lake, and myself were all at the WCLO Janesville radio show with host Tim Bremmel.
Welcome back to the program on this Friday. We are changing it up here a little bit this hour, talking to some filmmakers. I'm distracted right now. I'm watching a movie. Hang on a second. They give me this computer, which is handy, and I use it all the time for all my notes and that kind of stuff. But anything that has audio to it, I can never hear. So I can.
Good thing you're in radio.
See the trailer. I cannot actually hear the trailer.
I can do the music.
Maybe you guys could actually fill it in.
I can do the music for you. That's really a scary part right there. Mm-hmm. That's when Taylabai realizes, she's mad right there.
Okay.
Compelling radio you're providing, Robert.
Now,
play by play.
I need to ask you as I look at this trailer. There are a lot of local people involved with this, but this trailer looks like something straight out of Hollywood.
Come with us on this journey.